What's for dinner?
Hey guys, I am doing a 30-minute meal tonight. It's quite a busy night. We have gymnastics tonight, so just wanted to do something quick and thought I'd show it. I am doing a zucchini spaghetti, so instead of the pasta I'm using zucchini. So for WW members it is a 0-point meal. I'm just browning my ground chicken and I am adding mushrooms, bell peppers, and onions. So whatever veggies you like in your spaghetti, just add to your pan and fry them. And again, I don't use oil in my pan. We do have the Gotham steel pan, so we don't need to use oil in them. So just saute your vegetables. So again, I've added mushrooms, onions, and peppers to my ground chicken. If you do prefer ground turkey, then by all means ground turkey. If you are going ground beef, you will have to account for your points for the ground beef. We've switched off of ground beef now, so we're only using ground chicken. Sometimes ground turkey, but not too often. So the next thing that I need to do is make the pasta. We'll call it pasta. It is zucchini. So I've got a new spiralizer here. This I actually got for Christmas, but there are also just small hand crank ones, which that's what I was using before, and they work great. This one is my new toy, so I am actually giving it a try for the first time. So this is just spiralizing the zucchini. If you don't have a spiralizer, the hand crank ones I have seen at the dollar stores, they're fairly inexpensive, and there's quite a few different ones that you can get also at Walmart or the grocery store or whatnot. If you don't have any of those, or you don't want to invest in one of these, you can use just a potato peeler and just make long strips. They are thin, but they are wide, but you can use that as, that's another option as well. So I'll just show you what this is looking like. And I use roughly 1.5 to 2 zucchinis. The grocery store I've only seen very small zucchinis lately, so 1.5 to 2 zucchinis per person, I find, because once it sautés down a bit, it is a lot less of a portion. So this is what came out of 1 zucchini, and it does take the core, let me pull it here, it takes the core out separate. You can throw it in. I have seen people do chop it up and throw it in theirs and fry it. It's totally up to you. I don't like the taste of the seeds, so I prefer to leave it out. Now with the spiralizers, one thing I will say is it's a continuous spiral. So you will have to cut these up into smaller portions, smaller segments, because it's an entire zucchini that's spiralized. So yeah, another thing that I wanted to talk about is tomato sauce, because it's kind of controversial on the WW app, where of course, when you scan something, even 0-point items, they will come up with nutritional facts. So they do come up with points sometimes. But a lot of tomato sauces have added sugars, added ingredients that do add points to it. So tomato sauce doesn't necessarily scan up as 0 points, even though it is listed in the 0-point foods. They are points. When you're buying tomato sauce and it has all that added sugar and added ingredients, they are points. So there are a lot of people that do make their own tomato sauce. I unfortunately don't have the fridge space to store it. I did do it once, which I really liked it because it was easy for making pizzas, to top on pastas for quick lunches, whatnot. But I have scanned the grocery store. People laugh at me at my meetings because I take my scanner and literally scan the entire grocery store to try and find different options. And if that's something that might work for you, try it, because you'll never know what options are going to be better for you than the others point-wise. The lowest that I have found, and when I have chatted on Connect, they've said to me is up to 1 cup of tomato sauce is 0 points. So I don't know how to take that as that's all tomato sauces, but I have found one, and it's the President's Choice Original Tomato Sauce, and if you scan it, it scans as 1 point per cup. So this is the lowest that I have found. So if you want to count it as 0, going by the 0 point items, by all means, this is probably the plainest tomato sauce you will find. So this could count as 0, but I am counting this as 1 point per cup because that's what it's scanning up as, and I just don't want to kind of cheat myself. I look at it as if I'm not inputting my points or counting points, even if it's a taste of something, I'm only cheating myself. So I'm counting this as 1 point per 1 cup, which I wouldn't have more than 1 cup, if even have 1 cup of sauce for my spaghetti. So this will be 1 point for me. If you want to count it as 0, you can, because by the 0 point food list, it is 0 points for 1 cup of tomato sauce. So just browning the veggies, just like you would make a regular spaghetti. Brown your veggies, and then you're going to add your tomato sauce and whatever spices that you like. Now, with the zucchini, it only takes literally a couple minutes, so you don't want to start cooking your zucchini until your sauce is ready. Because with a veggie, this will go soft. So it all depends on how soft you want your texture to be with the zucchini. I personally like it still crisp. So I only saute it for maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes max. Just because I don't want it to go soft, because it will just blend into the sauce, really. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to cut the zucchini spiral up, because like I said, it is a continuous spiral. So I'm just going to give it a quick chop, just so it's a bit smaller. Okay. And the only thing that I season this with is pepper and garlic powder on the actual zucchini, because I just want to keep the original zucchini taste for the actual pasta. And again, this is a quick 30-minute meal. Because the zucchini is so fast cooking, it's very fast to cook. So again, if you have activities that are going on, if you're just in a rush to find something, if you don't have anything planned for lunches, this is a quick lunch that you could make as well. And it's so filling because it is spaghetti. Yeah, but again, this is 1 zucchini. So if this is enough for you, this is probably enough for me tonight. If you are feeling a bit more hungry, but it's a veggie. So again, don't eat until you're full. Eat until you're satisfied. Because if you're eating until you're full, you're gonna feel stuffed after. So eat until you feel satisfied. So these veggies are just about as sauteed as I would like them. And I'm just going to add some pepper. I hope you guys can see everything. I'm struggling with my camera angles. I don't really know where I can put my camera for a good view of everything, because I want you guys to see what I'm doing on the counter, but also on the stove as well. So I'm trying to find a good angle. I have to get a tripod still. I currently just have my stand that is bendable that goes on my cupboard, so that is why it's up a little bit higher, but slowly but surely. So again, I just added some pepper and garlic powder to my meat. And it's just onions, bell peppers, and mushrooms that I've added into my meat. Again, if you want other veggies or if you want to cut up some more zucchini, put zucchini chunks into it. Again, if you did want to cut up the middle piece of the zucchini that comes out, you can do that as well. You can eat the entire zucchini, so it's totally up to you if you want to eat it or not. So the next thing that I'm going to do is just add my tomato sauce. And again, for this tomato sauce, it does scan up as 1 point for 1 cup. In the 0 point food options, it does list 1 cup of tomato sauce as 0 points, so you can count this as 0 points. And I just add a little bit of water to rinse out the sauce out of the can. And because this is a plain tomato sauce, there's nothing in it. It's just plain tomatoes. So what you want to do is add your spices to the sauce. So however seasoned that you would like it. I just add pepper and garlic powder, as well as my Clubhouse Parmesan and herb. This adds a lot of seasoning to it. Now I do also add a teaspoon of sugar so that it breaks the acidity from the tomatoes. Now I don't count that as a point because you're getting at least probably 4 to 6 portions out of this. So a teaspoon divided by 6 is going to be 0. So that's just to break the acidity. So whatever kind of sugar that you wanted to use, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's just something I've always done with my spaghetti. And that's whether I've used this tomato sauce or any other kind. I've just always added it. And I'm just using white sugar. You can use Splenda brown sugar. Totally up to you what you would prefer. Alright, and next what we're going to do while we just let this simmer, I'm just going to get my zucchini on. So you need to be able to have this with a little bit of oil on it because you don't want it to stick and you want it to hold some seasonings. So I just spray my pan with the Pam olive oil. I'll spray the pan and I'll put the zucchini in. And then I'll spray the actual zucchini on the top with just a light spraying on top of the zucchini as well. And then I'll top it with garlic powder and some pepper. And then I'll just stir it until it's a tad soft. I don't like mine very soft. So like I said, only about 2 to 4 minutes depending on the consistency or texture that you want of the actual zucchini. Okay. And the Parmesan and herb, I add it to my spaghetti. Also, I'll top it on top of it, so that it is in lieu of Parmesan cheese. So that way it saves on points. Again, I'm just adding pepper and garlic powder to the actual zucchini just to give it a bit of flavor. Zucchini does have a bit of a peppery taste. So you don't necessarily need to add any seasonings at all to the zucchini. It's up to you what you would prefer. And just let this saute until it's just a tad softer. yeah, just a couple minutes to wait on the zucchini. Mainly the most thing that you'll have to wait for is your ground chicken to brown. If you guys have any suggestions for me for other 30-minute meals that you'd like to see, any recipes you'd like me to try out, any tips you can give. I do see a lot of people that pat dry their zucchini with either in a cloth or paper towel. I don't, because I don't find that a lot of moisture comes out of them, but there are people that do. So if you do prefer a little bit less moisture, just pat dry it before you do fry it. Excuse me. And again, it is a 0-point meal. So the tomato sauce that I did find is the President's Choice original tomato sauce. And again, it scans up as 1 point for 125 milliliters. But in the 0-point list, it is listed as up to 1 cup of tomato sauce for 0 points. So this is the plainest I could find. So up to you if you want to count that 1 point. Again, when you do scan 0-point items, they will scan up as points because they do have nutritional value. So it is talked about a lot on Connect to not scan and not track 0-point items. I do myself, even if I have to manually change the point to 0 if I'm finding something, because I want to have a list of what I've eaten for that day or that meal. I just need to keep track of it myself. If again, if you have any suggestions for recipes that you'd like to see, any comments or questions you had, by all means put them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you do try this recipe, let me know if you liked it. And our zucchini is done. And again, this was 1 zucchini. So if you want a little bit bigger of a portion, it's totally up to you, but I find it's quite filling. And then just top it with your tomato sauce. And like I said, 1 cup of tomato sauce is 1 point per that can, but I'm going to stress 1 cup of tomato sauce is free on Weight Watchers. So, sorry, WW. And I'm just going to top it with a little bit more of the Parmesan and herb. If you haven't tried this, you definitely need to. This is a must. There's so much flavor to this seasoning. And again, it's a good alternative for Parmesan cheese so that it saves on your points. And there we go. A 0-point meal in 30 minutes. Under 30 minutes, really. We've been recording for 18 minutes. So say 20 minutes it took me to make spaghetti. So it's a very fast meal. It's good for nights that you're busy. Like I said, we've got gymnastics tonight. So yeah, we needed a quick meal. But I hope you like this. If you do like this recipe and this video, give me a thumbs up. If you do have any questions or comments, let me know what you think. I want to see some comments. I haven't gotten any. Come on. Let's get some comments going. Give me some suggestions of any other meals you'd like me to try. Anything. Put them in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And if you would like to be notified of any new videos that I'm posting, just hit the bell button and you will be alerted. Thank you.